I'll give you this. The thought police are out there everywhere. So you're afraid to say a lot of things. So you censor yourself. It's self-censorship all the time. You can't, language, for example, you can't say things because you start to feel bad about how you're speaking, even though you shouldn't.
Well, welcome back. That's if you've seen me before. If not, hey, welcome. Hope you come back. Hope I'm here. Where they're knocking off YouTube channels. I'm surprised I'm still here. Actually, I think I'm still online because of you guys. In other words, the people that come by and talk. I think I want to keep me online to see if their propaganda works. But don't want them to make me so popular that it might actually have an effect. It's just a theory, but I can't think of anything else why that's happening. And frustration, I guess is the word. I mean, this couple here, or family I'm speaking to, amplifies that. It's the frustration. It's always what we're not doing that bothers us. The things we do, we feel comfortable with, but it's the things that we're not doing that get us. And it's the things that are not being done that are certainly getting to us. All we keep on hearing and all we keep on hoping for is, when Denham comes out with his, or when the FISA documents are released, or whenever, blah, 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 of course, they keep on getting pushed off, and then when they do come out, there's excuses as to why there's nothing being done about it. And then, Comey comes out, there's another arrogant speech, and McCabe will go out there and do another fundraiser for the Dems, and Clinton will do another book tour, and Clapper and Brennan will get on there and tell us what traitors Trump is and we are, and blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, we look at Trump and wondering if he's, too much aspartame in the Diet Cokes he's drinking or something. He's listening to Ivanka Trump. No one elected her. Hey, Donald, no one elected your stupid daughter. Listen to the people that got you elected. Anyway, the frustration is out, this one with this family, and you know what you do. If you like it, you like it. If you care, you share. If you can contribute. And it's all in the descriptions. Go to my website, hit a button. So here we go, and let me know what you think on the flip side of this. I'll see you then.
Well, very good.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You feel alone down here, though?
Not really. In the liberal cesspool itself, there's enough people of sanity that come around. But
I think so.
I'm going to attract only the people with sanity. Yeah. The ones that are nutcases, they don't.
I agree 100%, by the way, that it is so frustrating. I don't understand how so many people can believe in so many things that have no common sense to them at all.
I know.
So many policies that are actually self-limiting and self-destructive. I don't understand it. I can't understand it. And I walk around all day making comments to my poor wife. All day.
Yeah.
The Planned Parenthood girl just stopped us over there. And I'm saying, maybe I should take her survey and tell her what I think.
Yeah.
And I understand that young people make mistakes. But as a national policy, Mother Teresa said, what's left for a country that kills their kids? In essence, she said it in other words, But young people make mistakes, I get that. But the way it's been promoted...
You actually had people at a Beto O'Rourke get-together the other day applaud when he said that it's a woman's choice to murder the baby the day before birth.
Applaud. Yeah, no.
They applaud it.
And now,
sad.
There's a psychiatrist on the radio who I like to listen to a lot, this Dr. Laura Schlesinger. Right? And she sort of talks specifically about how they changed the word from abortion to choice.
Yes.
That the word is choice.
It's all about language.
Oh, of the soft language.
Yes.
You know, when I was younger, it's interesting. When I was younger, I didn't like this comedian George Carlin. You know who I'm talking about.
Sure.
I didn't like him because I thought he was anti-American. Now, with that said, there are some things that he has said that are useful in learning how to think. And I do agree with him on that. And one of the big things he does is soft language. Soft language. And even he does the environment thing about plastic.
Yeah.
If you've ever heard anything about plastic, about all the earth wanted was plastic all along, right?
Yeah.
So in that sense, he helped me think, okay? I only listened to him as an older adult. When I was young, I saw him. But that's what you're supposed to do, right? You're supposed to be young and naive. But as you grow, your mind's supposed to grow, and you're supposed to be able to think critically about things. But then what happens to the rest of them? They don't...
Well, no, it's all conditioning. I mean, I don't tell you.
Propaganda, I call it.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
I mean, Hitler said it. You give me a child the age of 3 is mine for life. So, you know, when they're born, if all they see is yellow, then yellow is their favorite color. And that's all they're ever going to see. So it's like I had a lady I spoke to earlier today from Hungary, is a pediatrician from Houston. She says she can't stand it now because all the indoctrination of the pediatric society is about gender equality and, you know, and all this crap, liberal crap. And she goes, look, I'm from Hungary. This is the same crap they fed us there in the communist, the communists came and took over. So it's all about equality. There is no equality. That's bullshit.
Yeah, it is.
So it's and then there's a Brezhnev, it's a KGB agent that came over in '58, who there's a great interview you can watch, defected, 3-hour interview. And he says, our plan to take over the United States was not militarily, we couldn't do it. We infiltrated the school boards. And after a few generations, you get Cortez and a Bernie Sanders and now who you got all these socialists running on the left with these absolutely idiotic ideas.
But I don't see any future to what's happening. I think so. If you there's a show on the American History Channel or whatever they call that channel, AHC or History Channel. It's called. I tell everybody this. It's called Apocalypse Stalin. And all you have to do is watch that show to understand what's unfolding here. Just that one show. If you know anything about what they did is, they just consolidated power. Right. And it ultimately falls apart. It doesn't work. But for some crazy reason, Americans they need change. They need change. They need change. They got to try this thing to see if it's going to work. When we know it's failed everywhere in the world.
Yeah. Well, again, indoctrination.
Always winds
again,
up with
it's all they're hearing. When you go to a school, correct me if I'm wrong, you're in school. When you go to school, because I hear from students all the time, or hear from teachers all the time, it's that constant drumbeat, that one thing that they keep on pushing. And that's it. You catch the people, you know, the elites know this. We know what's happening here. This isn't the first time in history this has happened. We've gone through this before. I mean, people get, they get free, we have liberty, we become prosperous, and we start handing off our freedoms. Here's my guns, you take care of them, I'm going to have some fun. And, then the authoritarians take over. We don't pay attention who we're electing.
Right.
And so we wind up with these authoritarians in office. And that's where we are right now. I've spoken to people in the government out here, and I asked them, why are things getting done? Why can't things get done? What's hard? Because 85% of our government is corrupt. We got 15% of people that know what's going on. They're trying to keep this thing from collapsing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why he can't get anything done.
Right.
He gives out orders, they aren't fulfilled.
Right. Or the courts stop them.
Yeah, we have a Justice Department that won't indict the people that should be indicted.
Right. I know. That's because that's how powerful they are. The ordinary people don't realize how powerful the left is within the government.
Well, it's not just the left, it's the deep state. Like you brought up the Republicans. It's really no different. Two sides of the same court, the rhinos, the Republicans.
You're right.
The
That's why I
deep
say
state.
I'm a conservative.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. You know, so it's the deep state. It's the secret societies, the bankers. Those are the ones that control most of everything that's going on. And they hide most of everything that is going on from us.
Right.
We're throwing away our republic. Even this, just calling us a democracy all the time. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's so silly.
Thank
That's
you.
soft language. We're a republic. Please, come on.
Thank you.
And you can't even. Matter of fact, you look on the computer and look at definitions of things. They change the definitions online.
Manhole covers can't be manhole covers.
Right. Yeah. No, I know that. Firefighters, whatever. What's the difference? I don't even know how to say something to somebody sometimes because I'm not sure how to address them.
Well,
I don't know what to say. I want to say what I want to say.
I asked a liberal couple last week. I says, how many genders are there? An infinite number.
Yeah, right.
What?
Yeah. There's no limit. They say there is no limit to gender.
Yeah.
No limits. It is unlimited.
Trainee book tours. You heard about them, right?
Oh yeah, no, I know what's going on in LA and some of the other places where they're using the library time, taxpayer funded, I'm sure, to employ transgender studies.
Yes.
But the problem is the kids
little
are
kids.
Yeah, 5 and 10 years old. So that but most people don't care about that, and it's the propaganda machine. That's what it is. But so like I see your InfoWars sticker there now. There are things about InfoWars that I like. Now, I can listen to anybody. In New York, they used to have far-left radio stations. They don't have those in the country anymore. You can't really find them. But in New York, they used to have them. And I kid you not, when George Bush was president, WLIB, they would literally say things like this on there. Now, like somebody like Lynn Samuels, or these people that are television hosts would say things like, we must kill the president now when George Bush was president. They would say that stuff, inciting people, telling them to kill the president on the radio, and nothing would happen to them. But a Republican ever says something, and by the way, I've never really liked that all the Republicans run with their tail between their legs anyway at the first sign of trouble. And yet the Democrats, it's a means to an end to them. They stick together. That's the problem, I guess. Isn't the fundamental problem with Christianity that people... It is a forgiveness that gets them in trouble, that they'll just forgive just about anyone for anything, and ultimately that leads to their demise?
That is an interesting question. I would say, yeah, but you don't condone or allow it. In other words, if it continues, then it's a problem. You can forgive if they stop, but you can't after that. I mean, you got to remember, Christ himself became violent. He overturned the Archangel Michael. It was as an archangel of war to fight and to destroy the enemy. So, no, there is a point where you get to where, you can forgive if they go ahead and repent.
Right.
But if they don't repent, they become the enemy, then there you go. It's a fight. It's a fight.
I care because I care, but I care also. Oh, I care because I care, but I care because I don't know. My kids have to live.
Well, you're human. I mean, it's not. Come on. It's not, you can't be ashamed of caring. Of course, we all care.
No,
but when
the
left uses that as a weapon.
Yeah.
They use that as a tool, you don't care about the children, the cages. Yeah, well, okay, but you're aborting them up to the day of birth. So tell me where you care. So the hypocrisy that's there, again, they use things as a weapon. They use language as a weapon. They use the emotions as a weapon because they're more about feelings than they are about facts.
Do you have some sort of website or
Oh, sure.
What do you do? I'm curious.
This is on the back of this get out of jail free card from Hillary
I
Clinton.
like that. Check that out.
Yeah. And this is my artwork. You can get a lot of these designs in apparel. They come with a trigger back guarantee. If you don't trigger a liberal, you get your money back. But don't wear them to school. I don't want to get you in trouble.
There's apparel? Oh, through the website, you mean?
Yeah, you can get them on apparel.
Okay, look. Yeah.
You know what? And then I video a lot of my conversations out here. I got a YouTube channel and broadcast them because this is what.
Good. I'm interested.
Yeah, this is what I do. I mean, I just talked to a philosophy book writer from France. I talked to Trump's re-election campaign manager out here about a month ago.
Yeah. I wonder, do you get any recognition, national recognition anywhere? Have you been anywhere? Like, have people?
Well, I've been on InfoWars a few times.
You have been on it?
Yeah.
On the
As a
program?
guest.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, as a guest, and they feature my videos from time to time.
Yeah.
And what?
That's a funny thing. Because Alex Jones is kind of he has a little, and I understand. I couldn't do it. I used to listen to the early days of talk radio, and even though I'm 51, but I listened to a guy named before Bob Brandt. I don't know if you know who that was. He was anyway. But I listened my whole life.
Yeah.
Right? I like Michael Savage because he can help a person learn to think.
Bill Cooper is the guy that really started it out, though. And they killed him. He actually predicted his murder.
Yeah, that's an interesting. So, but InfoWars is such a bad. They have make him out to just be crazy.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at before is I've listened to the crazy left, and I would listen to them if they had a radio program anymore. I've listened to them, and I listen to who they call crazy on the right, and I'm okay with listening to both sides of that because I'm interested in what they're really thinking. So I think they probably pulled the liberal message off the radio because they were actually saying what they would.
No, they actually still do say that. Matter of fact, it was just the other day on TV that they were calling for organized violence against the Trump supporters. You have Antifa, which they support, which is equivalent to the brown shirts in Nazi Germany, that they support openly on CNN. So it's there. They actually do this. But anything right of center is being taken down, which is, the hypocrisy. In fact, InfoWars just pulled an experiment. Owen Schroyer, one of their because the head of YouTube was on the program and says, "Oh, we got to open up our website to everybody, the most controversial voices we're open to because they must be heard." So Owen Schroyer, who's been kicked off, and Alex Jones, who's kicked off, said, "Oh, well, okay." So they started up another YouTube channel. Lasted 17 hours. Got kicked off. So the hypocrisy of the left, which is again blaring, it's one of the reasons they're losing, because the hypocrisy is blaring. And it's one of the things I'm really kind of annoyed with Trump at, because all he's been doing so far is giving lip service to doing anything about this. I mean, if there was
I am a little disappointed, but
if there was a level playing field, the left wouldn't stand a chance.
The propaganda that's spreading to the kids is horrendous. Like that Jacob says something on the internet the other day that I think we have a year and a half left.
Oh yeah, that's 17 months before.
17 months left.
Well, all right, now I'm really going to scare you.
The Earth could be getting warmer, and that's fine.
Well, it's not because of that.
I know that. Right.
It's not because of that BS.
Right.
I mean, whole global warming is a complete.
How much CO2 has added 100 million acres of trees to the planet?
Yeah, I mean, it's a natural part of life.
Right.
If you were to look up on that right now, the history of weather and climate modification programs.
Oh, yeah.
You would find government and private programs going back to 1891.
Right.
We are controlling the weather. We haven't had a natural weather cycle in 70 years. But
I know that when I read a book from Isaac Storm from Galveston Bay, that the person in the book was from the National Weather Service. I think he was the one that wrote the book, I think, back then. He said that around the year 1900, that the government was very close to controlling the weather. And he says it in that book 120 years ago. And I just thought that was interesting, how bold or brazen were they? But going to continue. So I've read that in actual...
Eisenhower in 1954 started the Department of Weather and Climate Modification. President John Kennedy in 1964, before the UN Assembly, said, well, we'll use today's technology to control the weather.
Because they could use it as a means of warfare.
Well, weather weapons. The father of weather weapons is Ben Livingston. Look it up. We used weather weapons in Vietnam from 78 to 72. When that leaked out, the UN passed the UN Weather Weapons Treaty ban in 74. We don't ban things we don't have. So they banned weather weapons at the UN.
That's interesting.
So the leaked Air Force document 1997. Weather is a false multiplier, controlling the weather by 2025. 1,500-page article detailing exactly how we control the weather.
Let me ask you something. Would you mind if I take a few more of these? Because I know
No,
people
not
that
at
would
all.
like to have them, and I'll hand
Not
them
at all.
out.
Take as many as you want,
I will
please.
hand
That's what
some
they're
of
there
these
for.
out. I will know people that would like this card.
And where are you guys from?
New York.
What part?
The Hamptons.
Behind enemy lines.
It's gonna flood! It's gonna flood!
Behind enemy lines. Well, man, people would spit on you up there. I mean, you couldn't do this. Well, first of all, they wouldn't allow it. But if you could do it, you'd have to fight off
The
people.
First Amendment doesn't apply up there?
We're really conditioned. It's hard to say. Well, I'll give you this. The thought police are out there everywhere. So you're afraid to say a lot of things. So you censor yourself. It's censorship all the time. You can't, language, for example, you can't say things because you start to feel bad about how you're speaking, even though you shouldn't.
Not me.
No, I get it, but you know what it is. And I
Yeah, I know what you're
for the
doing,
most
yeah.
part.
No,
My wife would tell you that, but we're alone as it is.
No.
I was just saying to a woman that used the word love over here to just talk to someone, like, just address you as love, right? And people are rude and nasty by me. It's just the culture. I mean, an ordinary woman would have her kids in the car and cut you off on the road and stick her angry face at you with her middle finger up. Angry, like
Baby on board.
yeah,
sticker on
yeah,
board.
with a baby on board. That's the kind of place it's turned into.
Yeah, decorum, civility is being destroyed. I mean, you brought up the self-censorship. Well, I mean, if you want to go read Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451 again. People here self-censored. I have people come up all the time and say, gee, I'd get one of those hats, but I'm afraid to wear it.
I don't-
In a country like this,
Right.
they're afraid to express their political opinions.
Yeah,
To me,
right.
that is abhorrent. That means they've won.
An interesting thing is, again, though, a conservative is not going to attack a liberal for their Hillary hat. They're not going to physically attack, but you don't know what a liberal would do to a conservative.
Exactly.
And that's a shame. That's a shame. I do appreciate your work because
Thank you.
you're like the Alamo here, right? Or wherever you go. Probably.
Pretty much. This
Yeah.
is a liberal cesspool.
No matter where you go, almost. I mean,
well,
because
indeed.
the conservatives mind their own business and keep going about working and
Thank
doing their
you, yeah.
business. And then, but the other people that are get upset by this, they
Well,
don't.
I'm trying to give the people that can't speak out a voice. You got a family to run, you got a business to run. I've heard, people that don't want to be, they
worry
don't
about
want to
that
be
too much.
attacked.
And
They
maybe-
don't want to be this. They
Right.
don't want to, but they know that we're being coward. So I'm trying to be out here to give the people that, I hear it all the time. People come up and say, hey, thank you for just being here. Thank you. Yeah, if you want to support me, go to my website,
I'm
subscribe
going
to my channel, buy some of my designs.
We will, and I'm going to give you a card to some people that
Thank
will
you.
take interest in what you do.
I got, Patreon channels. I got Subscribe Star, which is Patreon. You
What
contribute
did you do
X
for work?
amount.
What did you do for work?
I had a lot of different hats, but I was a political satirical cartoonist for a newspaper here called the New Orleans Levy. We don't hold anything back. It was a political satirical rag. But I've been in real estate. I've been in the bar business. I've been meat merchant seaman. Wore a lot of hats.
How's it living around here? I mean, is it affordable? Can you do it? I mean, you live here?
Well, yes and no. It used to be. They used to call it the Big Easy for a reason.
Yeah.
You could live. Everything was cheap here. Living, food.
Yeah.
But after Katrina,
Really? Huh.
it all changed. All of a sudden, everybody came in and said, "Well, hey, look at all this stuff we can buy real cheap." And New Yorkers would come down here, and people are going to go, "Geez, we'll buy a whole house here for what we have a one-bedroom apartment up there," And so the prices and everything start going up. So now, I mean, and it's unfortunate because the wages here are still back in the 1980s.
Right.
So,
Well, you'll find out across the nation, though,
Yeah.
in a lot of places. Forget about what they publish. People are working for the same low wage
Yeah.
just about nationwide, no matter where you live. It's just your living standard has changed significantly.
thank you. Yeah,
So
we've got
right.
yeah.
And
Right.
that's part of immigration as
Yeah,
well.
now
Keep
a
the wages
one-bedroom here it would probably go for $1,200-$1,500 a month. I mean, pre-Katrina, you
It's
could
double that by us.
Yeah, yeah,
The same wage.
yeah, indeed. So people.
I'll give you a good example.
Bundle up.
The state of New Jersey regulates the wages for the Sunoco gas stations on the Jersey Turnpike. The state regulates that wage. That wage is $7.75 an hour, $7.75 an hour. Put gas in people's car. I tip the guys sometimes because I feel bad about it. All they have to do is raise that price of that gas 5 cents to pay those people a wage that they could do okay on, right? But what I'm saying is that's where the rent is $2,500 a month, and they're still making a minimum wage. So
Yeah, well, hence the tent cities, people living in cars. I mean, their driving is down to the lowest common denominator. They want that two-tiered society. They want to drive it back to the the days of the rich and the very poor. And that's
what I say. We're very close to very rich and very poor.
Yeah.
Because by me, I know people with money. If they have $500 million, they have money, but they're not rich.
Right.
The rich have more than that.
Oh, yeah, of course.
500 million. I mean, you could say it's rich. Yeah, it's rich to me,
Yeah.
but they're not big players.
Oh no. We have
Small potatoes, actually, in their worlds.
Yeah. I mean, and yeah. How did Epstein make his money?
No, in fact.
So, the real players are, of course, the bankers, the ones that have been controlling the monetary system for.
One of my customers, she's the wife of the CEO of Deutsche Bank, who was the CEO for like 20 years. He was a strange guy. I almost worked for him in Miami. I worked for her, but I almost worked for him one time. I tried to, in a way, but he's an odd guy. But that's a big player.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
CEO of Deutsche Bank. You're somebody.
Oh yeah.
You're making decisions. And now he's the president of the PGA, or Golf Association. It's interesting.
Yeah, I know. It's a pleasure talking
for
to
your
you.
work.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your work.
Thank you, ma'am.
The president should come down here himself and thank you. He should.
Well,
Town, right?
he actually, I think, knows who I am. I've met people that work in the White House.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure.
And they've taken my cards, and they'd say they drop a word to him about me, but yeah.
I mean, he's busy, but I'll tell you what. I mean,
It'd be nice if I got a tweet when it.
Well, how was it, huh? I mean, this guy kind of this family kind of amplify what what we're going through. And oh God. Well, all we can do is keep on fighting, I guess. There's no give up stations that I know of. So, God bless you. Thanks for stopping by. Remember, go hit a button for me and contribute something. Will you? Thank you very much. God bless you. I'll see you on the streets.